Here we go. Welcome once again to BeerNative. My name is Steve Jagger, and this is another amazing beer review. All right, we're almost done dry January. Let me just fix my microphone here. And it's been an awesome journey. I have learned a lot about, let's say, alcohol-free beers, and the range of quality is probably the biggest thing. We kind of knew that, but I think some people thought they were all a bit crap, and they're actually not. There's a lot of really good ones. And more importantly, there's a lot of really good alcohol-free dedicated breweries. But they've all had their own kind of weird idiosyncraticness about them, if that's a word. And today's is no different. So let's take a quick look at who they are. Let's split the screen, and there they are. Good Karma Beer Co. There they are. Good Karma Beer Co., part of a larger mindfulness movement, equality, diversity, and inclusion at its core. I like that. Those are all good words. Are you sober curious? What the heck does that mean? I'm sober like 99% of the time. I am not at all curious about it at all. But all right, I guess it's a good vibe or something. Yeah, so let's take a quick look at more about them. They've got a nice menu system. I got to give them credit for that. Look at that, just firing in there. I went to find a little bit more about them. You were good. I get it. They have a vibe, but they're a little bit mysterious at the same time. You know, I can't quite see. That didn't teach me much about them. It looks like spin. I can't quite see where they are, where they live, giving back. Let's click that one more click before we go look at the beer, just to see where that takes us. Is this where we actually learn about them? I guess they're trying to be a sustainable, alcohol-free, but at the moment, it just kind of looks to me like more positioning than execution, if that is understandable. But, you know, let's give them some credit. I guess they're new enough. Let's take a look at shop cans. Beer. 2 products. That's how new they are. And here's the one we're looking at today. They did talk about going with traditional German. It makes me wonder because I can't find where they're based. Are they based in Germany? Because a Radler would be like a Shandy in the UK. And then they've got the Love That Feeling Hefeweizen. Let's click through there. That's the one I've got. I will credit them on image. Like, that's a pretty awesome label. And let's get mine out of the fridge. Boom, there's mine there. Put it down. And it looks like you get 2 minimum. So don't get freaked out and go $5.50 for 1 beer. No, that's 2. You can't get 1. I only have 1. But if you add to cart, you get 2. I got mine through Wise Bartender again, so not too bad. But so they've got to be really new. They only have 2 things going on. It isn't just a hoax. It's actually made. And that's what we're going for. If we want to compare these guys to what they're trying to do in terms of their hippie sustainability talk, they reminded me a lot of another brewery called Good Things Brewing. These guys, they are truly sustainable, and they have some great beers. Look at that, solar panels, and I think they have a well. I'm not going to dwell on that because I did another review of a beer by them. Go search when I post this, I'll put a link up there at like 4 minutes or something, so you can jump to that if you want to learn more about them. But for now, we're talking about Good Karma Beer Co. and their Hefeweizen Love That Feeling. All right, let's come back here. If you're new to the channel, why not subscribe? Or tell your friends, give me a thumbs up. So far, so good, right? I'm continuing down the road to making cool beers. I also just found out that Anthony, who runs Life is Brutiful, has published an interview with me that he did actually way back when I first started. And I probably said things that I was going to achieve, and I probably haven't done half of them because I didn't really know where it was going. I didn't know what kind of reviews I was going to do. I didn't know anything. I still am going to start working on stats around it, but the engine around that is still fading. It's not fading. It's still changing. So automation is key, right? To success in anything these days. So let's take a look at our can, and let's get rid of the ticker because you don't want to see that. Neither do I. The art is cool enough that I'm going to show the whole thing to the camera. So let's zoom in on this guy. Love that feeling. Alcohol-free Hefe. Karma, like look at that. You know, if you watched any of my other reviews, you know I like good art. Hey, what's that license plate? Maybe that tells me where they're actually from. I don't know. Maybe it looks like India or something. That'd be interesting to find out. Does it say there? London, registered address. Is that where they actually make it though? Who knows, right? The thing with these guys that I have noticed is that because it's alcohol free, they're getting distribution. You know how hard it is to distribute beer that has alcohol in it anywhere other than when you make it. Qualify for alcohol free, word has it and evidence has it that that's not as hard. So you can distribute wider geographically than you can with boozy beer. So there we go. Always probably a good bet if you're a alcohol producing beer company to make an alcohol-free beer just for marketing, so you can get it out ahead of your alcohol beers while you work out all the junk associated with importing and exporting alcohol. So another marketing tip, eh? Let's see if it's any good. This thing's driving me nuts. I have this thing so I don't spit on it, but for some reason it's facing the wrong way and I keep catching my arm. I need to get it out this way, but let's try not to do that for the 14th time on this one, all right? There you go. Behind the scenes screw-ups. Let's see. I expect it to be a pale Hefe, of course. Wheaty. I had one last night. I thought was alcohol-free. It was almost. It claimed the equivalent profile. And I thought, oh my goodness, why didn't I review this? This is the best alcohol-free wheat beer I've ever had. It turns out I put it in the wrong fridge. It was, in fact, a 5%. So, there we go. The hopes are high. Let's smell it. A little bit of dog biscuit going on there. It's a wheat beer. A little bit of citrus, though, as well. Kind of hint of yeast. Let's have a go. Okay. There's kind of a citrus that is expired. And I would say I would equate that to, you ever get, I don't know, depending on where you're watching this, you get clementines or mandarin oranges. They tend to come out around the holidays in December. And do you ever leave one in the bowl too long and you get one of the easy peel things off and you eat it and it's not the juicy, delicious orange you thought? It's like edible, but it's pretty dry. That is the citrus I'm getting off this. A little bit lemony, but kind of a dry mandarin or clementine off of it. The biscuit that is there on the smell, pretty obvious, is not overwhelming on the palate, which is pretty nice because I wasn't looking forward to that, and thankfully it did not follow up. One more. I think this thing, if you chucked a actual slice of lemon in it, or an orange, but I think lemon would be better. It'd be pretty refreshing. Really nice in the summer. Not so much for the snow that I've got sitting outside here right now, but it's not bad. I think wheat beer and alcohol-free for me are doing it. You know, I like that. Let's score it up. I really need a sting for scoring it up. That maybe like a ice hockey that just goes scores that comes up. I'm going to work on that. All right, so we've got the good karma. We can take a look at it on the big screen again because I've still got that up. If I can find the switch, there it is right there. Love that feeling. 0.5% ABV. $5.50 for two, so $2.25 for one. Kind of expensive because typically I expect these to be like, you can buy pretty good alcohol beer for that. But if you want good alcohol free, it's worth paying for, just like anything else. So not too bad. From organic farming, you can see that we didn't point that out last time. Malted wheat, pardon me, malted barley hops. Just, well, all the core ingredients from organic farming. Great start. So for you tree huggers, this is your alcohol-free beer. And I like the art. I love the art. It's total craft beer. They're not plowing their branding down your throat. I could see that the other one looks a little different. And that's nice. I would buy that. I would buy that regardless of what was in it. Very attractive. I think they maybe it's not a 5 out of 5 on art. For alcohol-free, let's bump it up because it's probably the nicest alcohol-free art I've seen so far, although I do have one in the fridge back here by Mash Gang, which might actually beat it. So I'm going to leave it at a 4. I'm going to leave it at a 4 because I think there's a 5 behind me. And packaging is standard, so it's a 7. Accuracy on a alcohol-free Hefe and it just being kind of nice and refreshing, 4. Yeah. Uniqueness, though, 3. 7 and 7, it's a 14. Yeah, and I think I'm going to give it an 8. Give it a 22 out of 30. It's not bad. I think that's respectable, like a 3.75 on Untapped. For an alcohol-free beer in the right situation where you want, that's what you want, I bet you it'd even be better on tap. So that's what we're going to score it. And that's not too bad. It's nice to get the wheat ones. I think if I was going to go now and start looking for alcohol-free beers for, say, next January, which I'm not going to look this early, but, if I were going to do that, I really would have wheat beers on the brain because so far that style has been really rewarding. All right, let's wrap it up. Once again, my name is Steve Jaguar. This is a BeerNative beer review. And again, of course, let's end. Please throw some credit, tell your friends, stick it on a Facebook post, or stick it on Reddit. I don't do that often enough, Really, I don't. I don't do that with my own videos often enough. I would really appreciate it if any of you are on beer-themed subreddits. Go for it. I'd love it. All right, that is the end. My name is Steve, and keep drinking awesome beer.